Guys, this is huge. SOVOL just released the SV06 Ace. And they did so with a pretty bold claim. Prusa MK4S performance at a third of the price. That's right. For $259 early bird or $299 after that, this printer is going up against a $1,000 machine assembled. Well, today, we're going to put that to the test right after this.
Welcome to the show that sets your mind free. Tech and gadgets, 3D surprise. Captain Creativity. Honesty inside to everybody. With David's guiding light, invention spark and take their flight.
Okay, let's get started with unpacking this. All right, let's see what we got. Everything is pretty neatly packed and organized in there, as you can see. We got the manual, I've got the extruder. All right, so we have part of the filament holder with runout sensor. Okay, nice little LCD screen over here. Beautiful. Power brick. Oh, actually a little bit more than that. Look at that. We have everything from scraper to tools to bed adhesive, pretty much everything we need in here. All right, so we're gonna put that to the side. We definitely have our plug in here. We have the spool holder in here and a little bit of filament to get you started. Let's see if we could free the gantry. Okay, that's not so bad. So the gantry is free. We're gonna actually put that over here for now. No, they packed it in really, really nicely in here. They don't want this stuff going anywhere. Power supply for the base, the bed, and the extruder all come connected. All right, so let's begin. Everything is set up here, and we're gonna start off with step number one, removing the gantry from the gantry assembly and the base kit from the packaging. We've done that. And then we need the M5 by 50 millimeter screws from the accessory pack. Okay, one of the things I love about what they did already out of the box is they made it very simple. They have baggies for the screws that basically are labeled with step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, etc. So as you can see right over there, we got step number 1, and we already have our 4 M5 by 50 millimeter screws ready to go. They do come with washers, so make sure you put your washers on. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna install the gantry right on top of this guy. And let's just make sure nothing is stuck or in the way. No, everything is nice and free. This looks good. This looks good. Okay, so we're gonna just put the control box right on the side there. And then the front of the gantry is going to look like this, where you see a flat black area right over there. And we're gonna lower it right into these two notches, I guess you would say. So if you take a look, you could put them and line them right up into those notches, and they go down nice and easy. And basically you can let go of it at that point because they really do just fall right into place. And now it's time for us to essentially start screwing them in. So all we're gonna do here is we're gonna load them in on the side. We have 1 and 2 on this side, and then 2 on the other side, and you can start just screwing them in with your thumb, and then the rest of it with the hex wrench. Okay, so now that that is done, we're now gonna move on to mounting the control box. The control box will be mounted right on the left side if you're looking at it from the back. And this is the control box. And so as you can see over here, it's got these notches in which the holes from the control box over here are going to go right onto over there. All right, so now that that is out of the way. Okay, so after aligning the T-buckle firmly pressed down Okay, yeah, everything is aligned great. So now remove the camera module and align the notch with the step on the X-axis securing bracket. Okay, so this is the camera module and it's connected to the control box. And what you'll notice over here are there are notches over here that these are supposed to end up connecting to. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna actually connect those. And so if you take a look at the back, right over here, you'll notice that over here are the matching notches that go into it. And what we essentially have to do is kind of just like slide it into position. See, just like this, just slide it right into position. Okay, so at this point, we're now ready to attach this guy right over here. Okay, so we're gonna do that now. Step number 2. So let's go get step number 2. The M3 by 8 millimeters, and there should be 3 pieces. And I do see 1, 2, 3 holes there. So we're gonna line it up just like this. You're gonna see that the blue wheel is gonna be facing outwards. Okay, so the blue wheel facing outwards, right over here. And we're gonna screw that in, and that just goes in just like that. So we have to go to the other side of this and screw it in. So let's start with one, and then we'll get the others. Okay, so that's it. We are now done with step number 2. And when installing the nozzles, make sure to check if the harness rotates. Yeah, it rotates. All right, so now moving on. Remove the touch screen from the package and locate the machine's right side. Attach it to the bracket and slide it down to lock it into the groove. Okay, so we're gonna now take that touch screen. I'm gonna turn this around, and the touch screen, we're gonna just remove that plastic. Wah. And we're going to install that just like that, according to what it says. So now we also have to install the cable into it. So there is a cable in here, and it actually might be easier to install the cable before you install the harness. So you want the face triangle up facing downwards and the screen oriented in this position. And then you're gonna just match up those two ends. Is now push that in. And that's what you want to see. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and put that in, and that's it. Done. Beautiful. Great. Okay, so now that that is done, it's time to install the power box, and we're going to install it on the left profile of the gantry with 2 M4 by 20 millimeter screws. Okay. So obviously we're going to now go to step number 3's bag of screws. And what they're saying is that this is going to go the left side. So we're going to see it go over here. And so I'll move this over this way so we could get a better view. So that's the orientation that you want to have. So if you were to look at it on the side, I just want to give you an idea. If this is the left side over here, you're going to be putting it in this orientation so that the switch is facing out and the outlet, the plug is also facing out. And then we're going to put in the screw here and here. And the idea is to probably get it so right through the rods, and then you could get perfect access to it and just screw it in, just like that. Now that this is done, it's time to install the spool holder at the top. It's going to go like this, all right? And so what you're going to do is you're going to go reach into your bag, and there is a lock that locks this spool component in, and you just screw that in like so. So just so you can see how it goes, just want to show it to you. So this thing locks in, and you have to press it in, and then you turn it, and then once it's in, the roller will spin freely. So now we're ready to mount that up here. now that that's all done, we finished popping everything in. It's all about now hooking up all the different wires around the unit. So there's a bunch of them all over the place that we have to hook up. We have everything from the X-axis motor connector, the filament sensors, etc. So let's go around all over the place where we're going to need to connect something. All right. Here on the top, we're going to remove this tape. And you'll notice here that there is some Scotch tape, and this is going to go right into the filament sensor, just like that. We have over here, we have another filament sensor right over there, and these two, I think this goes up here, so the filament sensor kind of comes down here and then connects again to another connector, and we just pop those two together, and now the runout sensor is completely connected through and through. All right, if you take a look down over here, we have a power connector. So what we're going to want to do is just plug those in, and they should match up. And then I think you could just rest it right on top of it. I don't think it comes up. No, you just rest it right on top of it. All right, then on the other side over here, we have we have a Z1 and a Z2 connector, and we have to connect those. And so that's going to go right into here. And then we're going to turn this guy around, and we have another Z connector that we have to connect. And that's going to be located right here, right below the LCD screen. Okay, and we're going to stick that one in right over there. And that's the other Z-axis motor connector. All right, so we have one up here. We have an X-axis motor connects right over here. Okay, so this one goes right into there. Everything now looks like it's connected up, but one of the most important things we have to do is we have to make sure that the voltage rating is set correctly for the United States. What we have to do over here is, if you take a look on the back side of it, you'll notice that it's currently set at 230. So we have to switch it to 115, and now we're good for the United States. Okay, so we finished the setup. Assembly was really a breeze. The instructions were fantastic, everything was simple, and I definitely noticed some of these improvements that they told me to look out for. There's a double axis pulley in here, there's the pressure sensitive Z calibration, there's sensors for input shaping, for the resonance to, kind of hone in the quality of your prints. And then even the rods were changed. They upgraded them from 8 millimeters to 10 millimeters to make them stronger. And then of course we have the dual Z-axis motors. The unit was upgraded to run Klipper on top of all that. So you have a pretty powerful system in here. And I have to tell you, I actually was told, and I don't want to say by who, but what people were telling me was they are making this to really kind of go up against the MK4S. So, that's fighting words. That's quite a challenge, and I'm sure Prusa is going to have something to say about that. So I'm really excited to see what this is, because if that's the case, it's a third of the cost. So it would be really, really interesting. Now, okay, so as you can see here, it sports a 220 by 220 by 250 bed. And so it's pretty comparable to some of those other printers I had mentioned. I didn't do any kind of additional belt tensioning. It feels okay to me. This feels pretty tight, and all the other belts feel pretty good. I'm not too worried about that. And I guess I'm ready at this point to begin now with the calibration process, and then we'll load up our filament and we'll do our standard Benchy. Okay, start. English. Okay, so now it's going to search for the Wi-Fi. To hit refresh here to get that to happen. All right, and now we're going to put in our password. Okay, so we are connected. We're going to hit next, and now we're going to do a self-check. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Let's do that. So let's hit start. So it takes about 15 minutes to calibrate the device. Please do not touch the printer during the process. Okay, so now that the bed calibration is done, we are set and we can now hit start. All right, this is the interface and it says Klipper is connecting. Okay, that's fantastic. I'm glad that Klipper is connecting. And so now I guess this is the home screen. And let's take a look at, all right, so over here we have the ability to move and home. We also have the ability to move the Z-axis up and down. Oh, this is really nice looking. So here we have the filament, and we actually can load it up. So we would say PLA or ABS or other. So I guess there's just two choices. That's interesting. I guess it basically means that if you have a softer material and a harder material, so like all your hard materials will go here, like ASA, ABS, etc. And then all your soft materials like PLA, TPU, PETG would go over here. That's what my assumption is. But let's keep going. Okay, and then we have the system. All right, so now I definitely want to look at device information because yes, this is what I was looking for. Over-the-air update. Yes, yes, yes. So I am definitely going to upgrade this. Oh, I love that. I really love over-the-air update. That's such a great feature to have. I hate the days when you used to have to stick in a USB stick. SOVOL will figure out the best way to update this thing. I hate having to install things manually and then have to worry that, oh, do I have to do it incrementally? Do I have to go from A to B, then B to C, then C to D, or can I go straight from A to D? Well, the great thing about OTA updates is that you don't really have to worry about that kind of stuff. That should be handled by the company when they get a request for a firmware. That is fantastic. I'm very happy about this. Let's go ahead and try out some of this filament that they gave us. And I'm going to send it right through the filament sensor. Ooh, and there's a little light that indicates that you actually put it through. That's nice. All right, so we're going to bring it right down. All right, so we're going to go over here to filament. Oh, and this setting over here is to unlock the motors in case you have to move it manually. Anyway, go ahead and load the filament. And it's going to go through this whole step by step. It's going to heat up the hot end. Then check filament position, and then it says load new filament to the extruder. So we're going to wait for that. Okay, so it turns out the benchies were on the thumb drive, and I just had to move them to the root file. So I did that, I plugged it back in, and now I'm ready to go. So we have two benchies. We have one which is like the ideal benchy, and the other one is the high-speed benchy. I'm just going to go with the high-speed benchy for now, and then we're gonna try out the medium-grade benchy. Okay, so that was just under 14 minutes, basically closer to 13. All right, so I put on a brim around it. Let's just remove that brim. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Okay. So the layer lines are definitely more visible, but not like drooping or causing any damage or imperfections. Insanely minor stringing overhead on the arch is okay. I mean, this stringing is nothing. I don't even care about that kind of level of stringing. That means nothing to me. But everything looks pretty good. The roof looks good. I think it did a really, really good job. I mean, I wonder why we even did the brim. I feel like the brim added more, unfinished ugliness to this thing than necessary, but maybe it was necessary to hold it down. But yeah, no, it's pretty good. I mean, I don't see any of the detail here in the back, but then again, it could be due to the fact that it is a 13-minute Benchy. So, but hey, kudos. That's really damn good for a 13-minute Benchy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run it on the 30-minute Benchy, which they would probably claim that that is their better Benchy, the creme de la creme of Benchies for the SOVOL SV06 Ace. Take a look at this. This is insane. So I always run a Benchy, and yes, I use the Benchy profile that comes with the printer, and I know that they're geared up to squeeze out every piece of perfection. But I have to tell you, other than the fact that I'm annoyed that they put the brim on it, I will say that this is by far one of the best Benchies I've ever printed. And I'm not kidding. I know it doesn't come up so clearly on the camera, but there is no defects that I can see. I had like one little piece of stringing in there, but that's like nothing. And everything from the roof, the arch, the detail on the back, it was amazing. And I just want to show you, like, this is something that I printed out on another project we're working on. We're going to take a step-by-step walkthrough on a Venom mask, which is a fun little project, and I love Marvel, and I thought that would be fun. But anyway, I mean, the detail here is just ridiculous, ridiculous. And then I actually was reviewing the IBOS Polyphemus, and I ended up drawing out a filament that was like over a year old just for 4 hours, and I threw that on the Ace. And again, I mean, it's really, really good. Again, hate the fact that they put the brim on it, but it just unbelievable. I mean, it came out. This is really one of the best Benchies I've ever, it's not, obviously a Benchy is not the ultimate benchmark for everything, but just take a look at that quality. It's insane. And then, but obviously that's why I wanted to try it with something bigger. And as I've been doing things like the Venom project and doing some other projects with it, I'm just so impressed by the quality. To get so much quality out of something that costs so little, well, at least little is relative, but something that is something around anywhere from $259 to $299, depending how quick you are in ordering one of these guys, I'm just really, really blown away. Okay, we finished. Look at this. This is a Venom helmet that I am printing from Yosh Studios. Check this out. Look how beautiful that is. Look at the texture. Look at the detail. I didn't even need, it thought that I would need supports. I actually took off the supports, and it came out really great. And look how, oh man, look at that. That's so awesome. Came out very, very easily. It really is a great print, fantastic quality. So you can see, you can really get some fine detail in there. This is really unbelievable. I just love the finish. It really did an excellent, excellent job. No problems, no complaints. Supports are very easy to take off. Really did a great job here. So I am very, very happy. Look at that. Nice. Really nice. Okay, so in conclusion, this gave me insane results. The performance was amazing. If I compare it against even my bamboo printers, this thing really held its own. Now, if I were to compare it against the Prusa MK4S, well, there's a slight little problem with that. I don't have one. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. I didn't have one, but now I have one, and I'm going to be unboxing that very shortly, and I will put this even further to the test on comparing this to that machine. Now, with that being said, I did compare this to my bamboo prints, and I will tell you that in the case like the Benchy, I actually had a better Benchy. In other prints, I actually did have prints that came out better than the bamboo. I was shocked. I know what I'm saying is insane, but it really, really was pretty amazing. And in some cases, they were pretty much on par. So it really kind of depended on how complicated the print was. But either way, this was a very, very good machine. Now, beyond quality, there's other factors there's other things to factor in. For example, the interface was great. It has built-in Klipper. I love the interface that I can get online. And I also love that it works with Orca Slicer because it's a really powerful slicer that I've come to love, and I use it for many of my 3D printers. The interface on the LCD screen was so simple. And I really will tell you, loading it up and unloading filament was a breeze. So in terms of education spaces or people who are beginners, so do I recommend this for a school? Absolutely. Do I recommend it for a beginner? Absolutely. It was easy to use. Orca Slicer is a great platform. It looks very similar to Bamboo. I think one is a fork of the other. I keep forgetting which one came first, but it doesn't make a difference. The interface is great, and what I really love about it is it's pre-installed with the capability to work with something called Obico, which is like a remote software platform to monitor your print, and it works very, very well. Other things that I liked was really just like loading and unloading filament. That was super easy. When it comes to the calibration component, it has all the bells and whistles you would expect, from Z-axis calibration to multi-point bed calibration to input shaping / resonance. And it does it all perfectly. It was very intuitive. The whole process was easy. I have to tell you, if this is what SOVOL has in store for us going forward, these guys are going to be major, major contenders. Some would argue they're already major contenders, but seeing the quality on the Ace, I was really blown away. And you couple that with the price point of $259 or $299 if you don't get the first 500 units, right? Either way, even at $299, this is just a lot of amazing quality and performance, and I'm just very, very excited for what they have in store for us going forward. Now, here's some things that I have come across. While I was digging into this, I actually came across some interesting information, and it looks like there may be an Ace Plus down the road. And as I was looking through the files, this actually popped up. And so it looks like there's going to be a larger version of this, which will be amazing. And I'll be really interested to see what that price point is going to be. Anyway, if I get more information on it, I'm definitely going to try and share what I can, but I'll definitely give it to my members first. And I just want to remind everyone, yes, we do have memberships now on our channel. And if you want to support the channel as well as our good works, please join. And if you don't want to, subscribe and like us. I just want to remind everybody that SOVOL did not pay for this review in any way or form. They sent it to me and said, hey, would you like to test this out and maybe make a video on it? And that's exactly what I'm doing here. Proceeds from our channel go to charities where we donate printers, consult with schools, and create maker spaces, and much, much more. We even go ahead and develop curriculum. So if you are a big supporter for teachers and STEAM curriculum, I definitely encourage you to like and subscribe or join our membership. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching and stay tuned. Happy printing!